Hey, welcome to my retirement channel. I'm Glenn, and today we want to talk about some of those old TV shows that we baby boomers grew up on. So you just hang around after this and we'll get right at it, and I'll let you know which are my favorites, and we'll see if any of those are your favorites. Okay, so based on whether you had good TV reception, I know that when I was growing up, TV wasn't always that really clear, but we did finally eventually get into some really great TV shows. So here's a few of my favorites. See if they resonate with you, if they're ones that you're interested in or that you liked way back when you were a kid. Beverly Hillbillies, certainly one of the favorites. You gotta love it the way Granny acts. Hogan's Heroes. See if you know what that quote is. I know nothing. Who said that? That's right, Sergeant Schultz. Hogan's Heroes was always a good one. Bonanza. I always remember Bonanza being on a Sunday night. We used to go out to my uncle and aunt's farm. They had good TV. We didn't have that great a TV at that time. But I remember before we left their place, we always watched Bonanza on a Sunday night. And that was a huge show for us as a kid growing up. And so still one of my favorites is the Andy Griffith Show. You can't beat Barney Fife. He's probably the best deputy police person there is around. Just hilarious, a great actor. I just love Barney Fife and the Andy Griffith Show. We watch that still. Leave It to Beaver. I remember Leave It to Beaver when I was a kid. I used to watch that. I'd come home at lunchtime, and I remember watching that way back. And that's a long time ago based on my age. That's going way back. Gilligan's Island was another one that was around forever. Couldn't understand. They seemed to have it pretty good on the island. I don't know why they would have ever wanted to even leave, but they seem to not be living too rugged of a life. But Gilligan's Island was around for a while. That was one of the favorites. Gunsmoke, that was the kind of the classic, I guess, besides Bonanza, that was one of the classic westerns from back in those days. And I think everybody enjoyed watching Gunsmoke also. One of the most controversial ones, of course, back in the day is All in the Family. And of course, Archie Bunker would have never gotten away with saying some of the stuff that he said in that show or some of the stuff that was written into that show. But All in the Family was pretty hilarious, pretty funny at its time, and was hung around for quite a while, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. Happy Days, of course, the Fonz, that's where the Fonz was created. Everybody enjoyed Happy Days, and it kind of became part of that American Graffiti movement when they had the movie with all the classic cars and stuff like that. So Happy Days was one that I think resonated with a lot of people. I know I enjoyed it too. And probably last but not least, one of my favorites, and I still like watching clips, the Carol Burnett Show. You can't beat Tim Conway and Harvey Korman when they get together, or did get together back in those days. Tim Conway, it seemed like, was on a mission to try to get Harvey Korman to laugh. And probably one of the best scenes in all of their shows was the dentist scene, when Tim Conway was the dentist and Harvey Korman was trying to get his tooth pulled. And I really think that's something that you got to look back on. A lot of those clips come up now on Facebook and various different sites on the internet and stuff, but you can look back on a lot of that stuff and watch them. So these are all classic TV shows that I really enjoyed. I'd sure like to get your comments back as to what your favorite shows were, so you can comment at the end of all this. But just for those that are feeling like, it's too bad, those are shows from the past, because it's hard to find good shows nowadays on TV and good series that you want to follow. But all of those old shows pretty much, or a lot of them, are on MeTV. And that's a channel that's on most TV networks and stuff. So MeTV carries a lot of those. Carol Burnett, All in the Family, Andy Griffith Show, a lot of those. So I challenge you to look back on the past, enjoy some of those old TV shows. They're still around. We baby boomers, if that's what you are, remember a lot of those shows and a lot of good memories. And in all these stressful times that we're going through nowadays, it's kind of nice to have something we can look back on and get a good laugh right now, make us feel good. And so it's a flashback back into our past, and it's nice that they're resurrecting those shows and putting them back on the air. So yeah, I challenge you to look forward to those. So as I mentioned, put some comments in. Let me know what your favorite shows were, what you really liked. And if some of the ones that I mentioned were your favorites, let me know that. I'd like to hear that. So just reminding you, I got a whole lot more videos coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll get a notice when the next one's up. So I'm Glenn. Thanks for watching my channel. Have a great day. Keep your stick on the ice. See you next time. And hey, enjoy your retirement.